up, everybody? It's your boy Ash, guys. I am coming to you guys with a One Piece live reaction, guys. Here we were on break last week. I did my overview. I am back. It's been 9 months since my last One Piece live reaction, so I am like extra giddy for this one, guys. Here, and I just saw there's no break next week, so whatever happens in this chapter, we get to bounce back, guys. Thanksgiving week, so I'm excited to jump in, guys. I'm gonna pull up the chapter right now. I am gonna order some posters. I have got some in my cart to get this wall not so white, guys. So posters are coming. Shout out to my beautiful wife for giving me this One Piece sweatshirt. So cool. And video coming, guys, on One Piece Film Red later this week, guys. Here, so they just released a promotional English version of the poster, which looked really cool. So I know a lot of people have been buzzing about this, guys. So I'm gonna have a video of that coming up this week as well, so be ready for that. And I've got a bunch of ideas for videos coming down the pipeline. So I'm excited, guys. We're gonna get back to it. The channel is gonna be popping, so don't lose it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for more content, guys. Here, we're back in. Let's jump in. Happy Sunday. Let's start, guys. My cat's trying to take on my LaCroix. If you guys have cats, I think you understand. This is mine, Princess Peach. All right, guys, chapter 1032. Let's jump in. Reading on viz.com, guys, the official translations. Oh, all right, guys. The title of the chapter is already getting me a little hyped up. So, chapter 1032, Odin's beloved blade. So maybe we're gonna get a lot of Zoro in this chapter, guys. That makes me really excited. And then we got the cover page this week. Readers request Black Cats and Yamato making deliveries by Kokoro Fukada. That is awesome. So it looks like Yamato's got like bags around her, and there's mountains, and they're gonna go meet an old lady at the top of the mountain. It looks like they're bringing her food and maybe wine or something. So the poor Black Cats are legit sweating. That's really cute, but not the importance of this chapter. So let's move on. All right, guys. Who is that? Oh, we're picking up. Okay, so we got Marco. So what's going on, Izo? The outcry about an enormous apparition has me feeling uneasy. So they're talking about the thing that Kanjuro conjured up before he died, that giant ghost flame thing. It has a name, but I can't remember the name off the top of my head. What was that enemy before? Why am I carrying a wounded man around? Sorry, it's just that message earlier. Who's he carrying? Is he just talking about Kiku? Or, yeah, is he just talking about Izo? I don't know. We'll go on. All right, guys. Sounds like the castle's on fire. So they're flying past Big Mom. What is going on? Okay, there's a lot happening in this panel already. Oh my god. Okay. So Big Mom is still on her rampage, but you just see Marco and Izo fly right past her. So we just kind of see her picking up. Her eyes are all white. She's still looking extra crazy. So I guess we're just gonna drive past it. Sounds like the castle's on fire. Be careful, Izo. I know. The samurai are blocking the exit. Bring on the cannons. So they're shooting the samurai, the beast pirates are. We're going to burn alive if we don't get through to the open. So they're trying to get out, and the samurai are blocking the exit. So the samurai are trying to keep all the beast pirates inside of the castle. Smart. All right, we're moving on. So that's cool. So we got to see Marco in his full Phoenix form, but he's always got the glasses, which makes me laugh. And Izo, so they're going to the castle, and the message they got. So I think they're going to go try finding Kinemon and the others, which I thought Izo was with them, but maybe I was mistaken. Maybe they separated at some point. Okay, so we're moving on. Second basement level. So this is where Apu, Yamato, and Drake were. This is Apu. Wait, young master Yamato. Hear me out. I'm busy right now. Don't follow me. Apu, haven't you learned your lesson yet? So Drake's yelling at Apu. Apu's still trying to work out some kind of deal with Yamato, and Yamato's just not having any of it. But we see Fuga still chasing. So this is like the number 3, I think, of the numbers. The number 3. Aha! It's the numbers. Fuga! And he's still rampaging around. He's like, what's up, guys? Big as hell. It's nice to see you again, but I'm in a hurry. Who's he talking? Oh, he's talking to Fuga. So it sounds like they're friends. So a lot of people thought that Fuga was chasing Yamato to get after Yamato, but it looks like he's like smiling and happy to see Master Yamato again. Fuga gaga. So he's excited. He's Fuga guying. Announcement to all sectors from the second floor. So there's a big announcement. Yamato's hearing it. And someone's falling right now. The enormous fire monster is heading to the basement. What? Oh, so it's going down. So Orochi ordered this thing to go down towards... Oh, you see... Sorry. He's going down to the arms room where all the gunpowder and all the firearms are, just to make a legit nuclear bomb, to blow up everyone in the castle. It's Orochi's main game plan. So you see someone falling. Yamato's listening to this. Huh? A cushion. So, Brooke and Robin fell on top of Fuga. So they were the ones who jumped. So this is hair, Huffa. Brooke, you have an afro. Whose? Oh, and you see CP0 right behind him. They're diving down there. Here they come. We'll just have to fight. So Robin's getting ready, and all of a sudden you see eyes up here behind him. It's the giant flame monster looking down the hole they just made. Huh? Hold on, what is that? And they just get lit on fire. CP0 just got lit on fire. Did just the pure heat from this thing light them on fire? Is that a thing? Or did it jump? Let's read on. Okay, I don't know. Huh? Its goal is unknown. It keeps on moving downward. So it's jumping down this hole that Brooke and Robin just jumped down. Huh? So now we see Apu, the Beast Pirates, Drake. They're all seeing this Fuga as well. It's huge. That's the fire creature that they're talking about. Huff, huff, Yamato's looking. So she's starting to run away, and it's falling on top of the Beast Pirates. They're dead. They're dead. What's that thing? It's passing through walls, going lower. Ooh. Okay. So we're seeing a floor by floor, and it's just like, it looks like a slug that has flames coming off it. It's just leaning through all the floors. It's just diving. If it goes any further down, no. Anything but that. So Yamato's picking up where it's going. The entire island's going to explode. Fuga, I need your help. Fuga. So they're running off. Fuga and Yamato are running off, and Brooke is just staying there. CP0 is on the other side of the flames. They'll be after us again soon. Let's hurry. So Robin is like, let's take this opportunity and go. So CP0 is fine. The guy just wakes up, is like, fixes his hat. Lapdogs of the Celestial Dragon spotted in, what does that say? In Kaido's castle. Okay, it looked like a 10. In Kaido's castle. What a scoop. This is, I bet, Morgan's will. Pay big for these pictures. Oh, okay, gosh, I screwed that up really hard. Let's do that again. What a scoop this is. I bet Morgan will pay big bucks for these pics. So he's just like taking photos of CP0 in the castle. So they probably don't want people knowing that they're in there doing some shit. After losing to these guys, what is going on? I can't read today, guys. I don't know what is happening. After losing their arms, Broker Doflamingo, the government has finally stooped. Oh, so he's talking about Doflamingo. After losing their arms, Broker Doflamingo, the government has finally stooped to don't get in over your head. So CP0 guys is like, hey, like, don't mess around. It got real serious. Oh, and just finger pistol right into Apu's chest. And you see him spit out blood. Apu! And not Yamato, but Drake is yelling. You see the blood dripping off his finger. Did he stab him in the neck? And Apu is one-shotted. Like Apu's taking some damage in this arc, but his eyes are white. Like, he got just one-shotted, dude. CP0 is not messing around. Splurt, and you see blood splurt out of him. X Drake, do you think we are not aware of exactly who you are? Then why don't you start with some excuses? Inconvenient truths are meant to be erased. So they know who Drake is, and they know he's part of SWORD, but they're like, inconvenient truths need to be erased. So are they talking about the voice entry? I don't know what they're talking about. Oh gosh, okay, that makes me excited. If you know, then start making up some excuses. He's like, nah, you're dead. He winds up another finger pistol. Boom! And Apu from the ground. He's like, nah, fam, I'm not out. So he was playing dead. Just boom, right into CP0 guy's face. Like, dead locked on. And you see him fall back. Huff, huff, man. That hurts, stupid government assassin. Dude, Apu is... if anything else, Apu has so much endurance. Like, he's gotten slashed from Zoro. He's gotten beat up from a bunch of different characters. Finger pistol by now from CP0. And he bounces back at me. He's like, of course I'm in. Man, that government assassin, you're still alive. Yeah, I know how to use a little thing called armament hockey, idiot. That's really good. Man, you're still alive. Yeah, I know how to use a little thing called armament hockey, idiot. So Apu's no idiot. Like, we know Apu's pretty clever, so that was really funny. They're going to pay now. And you're in the Navy, aren't you? Shut up. Are you in or are you out? They started this fight. No, you did. You see the government assassin guy? He's just sitting there slumped over like he's passed out. It looks like he's just hanging out for a second. Of course I'm in. And they kick the other guy. And the other CP0 guy, now he's up. So Drake is in full dinosaur form. And they're going at us. Okay, so we're getting Apu and Drake versus the two CP0 guys. This is going to be good. I didn't really care about the Drake and Apu fight, to be honest. Like, I really wanted to get to King, Queen, and Zoro and Sanji. But this changes things. This would be a really fun fight to watch. Just because I would like to see more from Apu and Drake, their power usage, and CP0. So this would be really cool. So I like the direction Oda's taking this one. Let's go. And it's holding them away from Brooke and Robin. So our girl Robin is safe for now. Okay, so we're moving on. Outside the dome, Zoro versus King. All right, here we go. Now we're going to get to see the blade. So they're outside. They're like right on the side of Muffin Mountain. And you see the Pteranodon form in the air. King is flying around. Snag. And King is grabbing the top of his head. And he's pulling. What is going on? What is going on? He's like, is he trying to pull his face mask off? So he's pulling his hat, like, okay. So he's got his Pteranodon form. He's like pulling his hat, and it's like scrunching his face. And Zoro's like, what are you doing? Huff, huff. So he's, supposed to pull on the back of his crest like that? And you see his face, like he's pulling his face back so fast. Imperial deep pride, and he lets it go. And Zoro's like, oh shit, and he's starting to block. Stake, okay, Imperial deep pride stake. And something shoots at Zoro. What? I don't understand. And the area around Zoro explodes. Damn. How can you block that? It's like a laser beam. What did he just shoot at Zoro? I don't understand. Did I miss something? But whatever it was, Zoro couldn't barely block it. He said he's like a laser beam. The Pteranodons of the ancient past hunted their prey just like this. With laser beams? No, they didn't. I guess they could have. Like, highly unlikely, but... Oda. He's having way too much fun with the dinosaurs. It's like the mask grab, and was it like a loogie? He like pulling it back and like spit at him? I don't know. I don't know, but whatever it is. It did some damage. Damn it. I had no idea, Huffa. Zoro, don't go into it like that, bro. Okay, Zoro's winding up. He's flexing 360-pound Phoenix. And he's shooting one right back at King. I got to figure out a way to land a hit. Otherwise, I'm just wearing myself out. So looks like King's just staying in the air. And Zoro can't do much. Like Zoro can't fly without Orlumbus whipping him into the air. So he's just trying to do his Phoenixes and stuff, trying to get him. But, I mean, if King just stays in the air and he can do those laser beam attacks, it's going to be a tough battle. Gotta figure out how to land a hit. Otherwise, I'm just wearing myself out. Huff, huff. I'm guessing that flame. I'm guessing that flame on your back is another Pteranodon feature. It's not. It's not. Just very blunt. And he's just like, it's not. And Zoro's like, it's not. Like, where the hell is it coming from then? I'm tired of this guy lording it over me. I gotta knock him down to the ground first. 3-sword style. So Zoro is winding up here. He's got 1 sword in. I've got my swords, but I don't want to grab them. They're too far away. I'm not trying to leave the frame. 3-sword style. And then you see just something starting to grow. Oh, there's a dragon there. Okay, so he summoned a dragon. Huff, huff. And King notices this. Black rope dragon twister. So he's got the twister. So he captured King in a twister. And King's like, oh shit. He's blocking the slashes. So he just covered himself with his wings. Okay, so King, like, this is the first, like, tough battle Zoro's had again, like, one-on-one battle since the New World, legit. Because he's baby spanked everyone else he fought against. Pika was hilarious because he just baby spanked me. He was like, what up, baby boy? You're gonna arm and hockey up? I'll slash you anyway. So this is good to see Zoro in a legit fight against a tough character. So between the dragons and the dinosaurs, you guys soak up damage like nobody's business, huh? Raven, you are okay. You're okay, sweet girl. Yeah. I know. You want to be in the video, too. Come here. Say hi to everyone. Come here. Say hi. Hi, guys. I know. Okay. The cameo's done. So between the dragons and the dinosaurs, you guys suck up damage like nobody's business, huh? And he's talking about the Zoans. The Zoans can take a lot of damage. They have a lot of body endurance. So they can just keep pushing and pushing on here more than any other devil fruit. So that's really cool that they brought that up again. True. But in a specific case, it goes even beyond that. What does that mean? What does that mean? In a specific case, it goes even beyond that. So between the dragons and the dinosaurs, you guys suck up damage like nobody's business. I want to know what that means. Maybe it has something to do with King's body and him being a Lunarian. Fine, I'll give you a sword fight. I do enjoy a good duel. So he's back out of his hybrid form, and now he's got the wings going on. He's got a sword back. He's clashing with Zoro. I've hit him with a few slashes, yet he's not bleeding. His wings move. So I know they're not ornamental. Like ornaments? Is that what that? I don't know if I've ever heard of that word before. Ornamental. But I can't be sure if he can use them to fly. So he's talking about his wings outside of his full form. And Zoro's trying to figure out what the deal is with his wings. I think a lot of people are curious why King had wings just while he was walking around. If they were just a part of his costume, like the black full body suit design, or if it was part of his Pteranodon. But they don't look like Pteranodon wings because those are like pointed, and these look like angel wings. People have always thought he was like a dark angel. The flames keep burning on his back. I assumed they were part of his powers, but apparently they're not. So Zoro is so confused. All right, let's keep moving on. He is a fishman, giant blood. Is he a fishman, giant blood? No, I bet it's from some race I've never heard of. You see King just, boom, knock Zoro into the wall. This is getting crazy. King, I gotta solve whatever this is. And you see Zoro's like eyes wide out for a second. He's like in the ground, feet up, or else I'm not gonna be able to beat him. Huff, 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 huff. What's that sound? A shamisen? No, that can't be right. Hiss. Ow. His sword is hissing. Zoro's sword is hissing, and it sounds like a shamisen. So Zoro's trying to figure out the secret behind King's race. This is really, really interesting because Zoro's not always like mentally deep dive into who the person is. He just fights who he needs to fight. But this is cool because he's got to figure out what King's abilities are in order to beat him. This is really getting good. Enma is, and you see it just smoking, and it's sucking up his hockey like it did before. And you see Zoro's arm just go legit skeletal again. Enma is freaking out and starting to just steam like crazy. What is going on? Treasure repository. Shamisen playing? That's nonsense. In the midst of a battle? What trick is this? It's coming from the next room. Swish. Oh, this is from Orochi. he's hearing something. And he's crawling over like the sniveling weasel he is, and he's looking through this little slit of the door. Oh, it's so bright. Someone's in there. Is it an enemy? Do they know I'm here? Oh, and his eyes go huge. Huh? Komurosaki. We see her again for the first time in a long time. Oh, I have died and gone to heaven. Or is this just a dream? Since the terrible day, I have not spent a night without dreaming of you, my dear. I cannot forget you. Neither can I, my lord. I am always, always by your side. This is a dream. I don't want to wake up. What is going on? End of chapter, to be continued. So, Zoro did hear. Was that Zoro who was saying that? Seamus said, no, that can't be right. So it was Zoro that said that. And you hear the actual Shamisen playing. And it's Komurosaki again. And she's down in the basement. She's with... if Komurasaki's the one that finally uses her sword, she has one, and no, she doesn't. She gave it to... Did she give hers to Zoro? I can't remember. But if she's the one to kill Orochi, oh my god, the callbacks from earlier when she slapped Orochi. Oh, this is going to be good. And she looks as beautiful as ever. So, good to see her again. We haven't seen her in a long time. And Orochi's like, he thinks he's dreaming. He's crying. This would be a good way for Orochi to go out. Killed by the love of his life. And he just like, stab. Interesting chapter, guys, here. I know we've been going for like 21 minutes. This has been so crazy. Apologize for my reading, guys. It's been a while since I've read and a live reaction. But there was a lot in this chapter, guys. It felt like it went by really fast, but there's a lot in this chapter. Let's go through like a mini review, because I don't think I'm going to do a review this week. I might get one next week, guys. So we're going to do a quick review. So we get Marco and Izo early on. They're flying. He was worried about the announcement earlier, which was what we think maybe that the flames, maybe it was the flames that are going everywhere and rampaging. So Izo's worried about the other samurai. So him and Marco are racing, looks like to the top of the building where we think Kinemo and the rest of the samurai are going. So they might meet up with Usopp and Nami. So they're flying up there, and we see them fly right next to Big Mom. It looks like Big Mom's still in the pitch of battle. Her eyes are widened out. She looks like she's happy and grinning. So whatever's going on down there, you see a bunch of smoke. So we don't get to see Law and Kid. So we see a brief cameo of Big Mom. The samurai are blocking the exit for the Beast Pirates. So the Beast Pirates are trying to get out. They're trying to leave because the whole castle is now in a huge flame, because that huge monster is just lighting everything up. And the samurai are like, nah, you guys are about to burn. So that's really cool dynamic. They're using cannons. The samurais are just knocking them away. That's really cool to see. So we'll see the dynamic of the samurai just like kind of like closing the door. So let's lock the Beast Pirates in. Let's let them burn. And then we move on. So this was a really interesting scene between Apu, Yamato, Drake, and now CP0 are all involved. So Apu's still trying to, talk to Drake about making an alliance, and Yamato now. So Apu's always trying to work an angle with someone here. He's an information broker. It looks like he just gives information off to whoever the highest bidder is, guys. Whoever he thinks best or suit his interests. So it was Kaido. Morgan's apparently now. So apparently Apu has worked with Morgan's in the past. We don't know for what. If there's any photos from before that he picks, but he has a camera just on him. I don't know where he was keeping it that he hasn't gotten broken yet. So that was interesting to see. Raven, stop eating the toy. Good girl. So he's just like taking photos of CP0 when they show up. And it looks like, so sorry, backtracking. There's so much on my mind right now. So backtracking to when we first saw them, we see Fuga still chasing them, and Fuga's got this big smile, and Yamato's like, Fuga, it's nice to see you again. I'm in a hurry, though. Like, it was nice to see you. It wasn't like, oh, crap, it's Fuga, one of the numbers. It's like, oh, Fuga, like, nice to see you. So Yamato and the numbers might have a good relationship. The numbers are obviously very simple. They drink and eat and probably like to have fun. So Yamato, probably growing up, didn't like to be around other Beast Pirates, but the numbers were probably like, Fuga, 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 like, I love you. So maybe they had a good relationship, and Fuga was like one of the best friends of Yamato growing up, and they just got along very well. I don't know, but it looks like they have a good relationship, which is pretty exciting to see. We see Brooke and Robin sporadically through this chapter as well. So they jump off. We saw them jumping, running away from CP0 before. So they land on top of Fuga's head. CP0's right in there as well. Raven, spit it out. Drop. What are you doing? Toys, stop. Drop. Gosh. One sec, guys. Gotta love fuzzy toys. Alright, so we see Robin and Brooke, and it looks like they're being pinned. So they land on top of Fuga, and CP0 jumps right after them, which is pretty fun. And it looks like they're like, alright, we can't run anymore. We're stuck here. Like, let's fight. Of course, Brooke has to throw in like, oh, so this is what hair feels like. Like, Brooke, have you ever just touched your head, dude? You got a huge afro, bro. So that was really good fun. Skull joke. We love skull jokes from Brooke, so that was really good. But all of a sudden you see the giant flame monster, the Imperial flame monster that's looking down. And apparently just the heat off this thing. I don't know if it's falling or just because it was looking down, but it lights CP0 on fire. So they catch fire, they fall to the ground. And all of a sudden this thing is like leaning to the ground. We see that big floor by floor shot when Yamato figures out what it's trying to do, what its goal is. It's sliding down through the floors all the way to the basement. Yamato's like, oh shit, I gotta go. We gotta hurry. Like, Fuga, I could use your help. Let's go. So they're running down. So Yamato's on it. Yamato in that photo, she's like, no, anything but that is looking so cute. She's looking really cute. Like, Yamato, please join the Straw Hats. Please, please join the Straw Hats. So that was a really cool scene. So they're going down to the basement. Brooke is kind of holding everyone back. And then we see CP0 stand back up. And they get noticed by Apu. And Apu's like, what are the government dogs doing down here? Like, ooh, this could be a scoop that Morgans would love. So he's just like, boom, 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 taking photos of them. And then he brings up Doflamingo, and he's like, I'm going to read the panel. He's like, after losing their arms broker, Doflamingo, the government finally stooped to, and I think he was about to say, like, getting arms themselves, like going to get arms themselves from Wano Kuni. Instead of using Doflamingo as like the middle guy, the government's like, we don't have Doflamingo anymore. We had to put him in jail. Looks like we're gonna just have to do this ourselves. So that's why they were talking to Orochi at the very start of this arc, and Orochi's like, listen, give me Vegapunk and you guys can have all the Sea Stone you want. And they're like, no, we're not gonna do that. He shot him in the head. So this is really interesting. This could come to backfire on the government if somehow Apu escapes, which I don't think now that CP0 is going to try to let him escape now that he has photos of them. But he's like, nah, you can't leave here alive. But if for some reason Apu gets these photos to Morgans and it shows that CP0 dealing with Kaido, the Emperor, and Orochi, a tyrannical Emperor, like, that could have bad repercussions for the world government and lead into more rebellion with the revolution. So that'd be really cool to see. So this has some big implications. These photos could do a lot in the storyline. So this will see. But CP0 obviously is like, yeah, you're not getting away from here. So he goes, finger pistols Apu, which led to another great moment. But it looked really bad because we saw blood like spurting out of him, which is crazy. His eyes whited out here. And the CP0 guy to Drake was like, Drake, don't think we don't know who you are. And Drake's like, fine, if you know who I am, then explain yourself. Come up with an excuse of why you're here. And then I love what this guy says. Inconvenient truths are meant to be eliminated or erased. And he was like, about to finger pistol Drake. So, inconvenient truth. That's what the world government's all about. Like, the truths about the Void Century, the truths about what actually happened in the war would do them no favors at all. So inconvenient truths need to be erased. That's the world government's MO since day one. They erase inconveniences to the regime. That was really cool for them to see. CP0's on the mission, they know it. And boom, he gets exploded. So that was really cool. Now we got a fight between Drake, Apu, and the CP0 guys, which would be really cool. So they're in full go. That battle's commencing. And then we get to the heart of this chapter, which is Zoro against King. So this is really cool. King he's pulling out some queen level shit here. He pulled his mask all the way back apparently, and just the momentum from his head shooting forward shot a laser beam at Zoro. So Zoro has no idea how to gauge these powers. He's so lost, which is so funny. He's shooting laser beams at him, and then King had the audacity to say, "This is how teardowns hunted their prey in ancient times." We're like, okay, Oda, okay. I would have bought like the queen modified his body, but the fact that he turned into a snake and his body like legit worked that way. There's a Sachi's like helicopter head. Like Oda's just taking his own liberties and what dinosaurs were like. And technically we can't argue with him because no one knows. so it's really, I love Oda, man. He's so clever. It's so funny. So Zoro's trying to figure out what is part of the dinosaur powers and what is not part of the devil fruit power. So he's like, okay, the wings, when he's in Pteranodon form, like, are his Pteranodon wings. That's great. Apparently dinosaurs can shoot laser beams. He's like, okay, they can shoot laser beams, he can fly. The flames have definitely got to be part of his devil fruit power. And King's like, no, they're not. Like, they're not. Zoro just like can't catch a break. He's like, I have no idea what is happening right now. So he's like, I gotta find a way to get King on the ground. King has a huge advantage in this fight, and it'd be really dumb for King not to use it. If he just stays in the air and keeps shooting laser beams and just doing aerial attacks on Zoro, there's not much Zoro could do. Like, he's doing his 1,000-pound Phoenix, he's doing his Black Dragon Twister, but King's body is so tough, his zone powers are so strong that he bounces back from these attacks so fast. Zoro can't do enough damage because he's not actually making physical contact with King. So this is a huge advantage King right now. But King's like, you know what? Screw the advantage. I could use a sword fight. I love a good duel. So he leaves his Pteranodon form, comes back to his hybrid form, and he clashes with Zoro finally. And Zoro all this time is like, his wings, like, they're different in his hybrid form. Like, are those wings just aesthetics, part of his costume? But they don't, because he can use them. They move around with him. So are they part of his race? A race I've never heard of before? So Zoro is like legit analyzing King's body and who he is. He's like, I gotta figure out his race, his powers, where I have no chance of winning. So Zoro's in a dire situation right now. He's gotta figure out all the properties of King's body, what he can do and can't do, what his race is, why the flames stay on his back here. We know it's part of the Lunarian powers, but Zoro doesn't know this yet because the Lunarians, I think are rarely, if ever, talked about in the One Piece world. So it'd be rare for anyone to know what a Lunarian is, because all the evidence has been destroyed if the race was actually killed by the Celestial Dragon. So really cool to see Zoro analyzing this, and I think we're going to get a lot more information by the time this fight comes to an end, because Zoro's going to figure out what the powers are and he's going to explain it to us. So this is going to be really cool. I love the deep dive into the history that we're going to get here while the fight is going on. Really cool way of this going on. So I'm excited to see where this fight picks up here. They're clashing, but even as they clash with King on the ground, King is knocking Zoro around. And finally, at the end of this chapter, we get Enma just hissing steam like its bloodlust just went through the roof, and it's sucking up Zoro's haki like crazy. So we don't know what's happening. If it's about to turn into a black blade, like the excitement to fight, like Odin's spirit is coming out, like, all right, let's do this. Like, it's getting excited. So you can see Enma either is getting tired of Zoro messing around and is just pulling in his haki, or it's getting excited and is like drawing in the haki to get ready to battle. So I don't know what's going on with Enma, but it looks like it's responding to Komurasaki as well and her shamisen. So we don't know if that's, I don't think that has anything to do with why Enma's being weird, but we could hear Zoro's like, is that a shamisen I'm hearing, as Enma was hissing. I don't know if like Odin's blood, like being nearby with Komurasaki, is like feeding it and it's getting excited. I don't know, but we finally end with Komurasaki meeting Orochi, and You just see Orochi's like, is this a dream? Because if it is, I never want to wake up from the dream. He's so excited to see Komurasaki, not knowing who Komurasaki actually is, being Odin's daughter. So this is an interesting dynamic, and Komurasaki's just going with the role. She plays the role really well. It's like, it's great to see you too, my lord. I've missed you. And he's just like crying, and I'm like, I'm gonna stab you in the neck, Orochi. So I hope Komurasaki is the last thing that he sees. Maybe that would be too nice. Komurasaki was the last thing that Orochi saw. But maybe if he found out that Komurasaki was Odin's daughter, the shocked face from that, and then for her to just kill Orochi, that would be such amazing conclusion to Orochi's work. That Odin's child killed Orochi. Man, oh man. We thought it would be one of the Scabbards or maybe Momo, but if Komurasaki did it, that'd be just as good. So, end of chapter, guys. No break next week, which is awesome to see. I'm excited. Great chapter, guys. Comment below. What would you rate this chapter? 1 out of 10, guys. I would rate it definitely a strong 8. I love this chapter. I love that we had so many parts. I was kind of sad that we didn't get to see the pickup of Law and Kid's fight with Big Mom, but that's okay. Obviously, we're saving Luffy for last, so I'm not worried about not seeing Luffy and Kaido. Save it for last. Let's all let these other fights take their course and then get to the main fight, and let's finish this arc off on a high note, which is great. I'm not sure when Act 3 is going to come to an end. I hope we get like that in-between chapter or two with another what's going on around the world, or maybe what the world government's doing, or like what's going on behind the scenes, or what Blackbeard is picking up, or maybe Shanks now would be really cool. So that'd be really cool to see. So I'm not sure if that's going to come anytime soon. Maybe that'll be as soon as Luffy beats Kaido, end of Act 3. Maybe that'll be an Act 4. Will just be a quick wrap-up of everything after Wano. So that'll be interesting to see where that goes on. So guys, comment below. Let me know your thoughts on this chapter. Who's your character MVP for this chapter? I'm going to have to give my MVP, guys. Tough one. It's going to be a tough one. Controversial. I might give it to Apu. I'm not a huge fan of Apu. You guys know, like, he's probably my least favorite of the Supernovas, but I liked what he did with the CP0 guys. Like, he's like taking the photos of him. Like, what he did in this chapter could have huge implications going forward, which is really cool. And now he's teaming up with Drake to fight CP0. I thought that was a really cool part of the chapter, and I'm excited to see where Zoro takes this to the fight. So, takes this part of the fight. So, MVP is going to go to Apu. That might never ever happen again. I'm going to try to give MVPs out to characters after the end of each chapter. This turned into a long live reaction review, guys, so I might do this structure or I might do separate videos. We'll kind of see going forward, but I'll get it down. All right, guys, that's it for me. My Hero Academia live reaction will be coming out tomorrow, so look for that tomorrow morning, guys, here. I'm excited. Guys, comment below. Let me know your thoughts. That's it for me today. Peace. Have a fantastic day.